Hello everyone and welcome back to another rec review video here. We've got Triple V playing as the poles in the map of Hideout. Love to see these different maps in these rec reviews, by the way. I think it's a lot of fun. Playing around 1100 elo, and he told me he's a newer player. He said 150 hours newbie. 150 hours is not a lot, and already 1100 elo. That's actually like the opposite of a newbie, to be fair. This guy is climbing quick. Okay, you linked me Aatrox's video stream. Thank you. I'll check him out. He's playing Fortnite right now. I want to play him in Fortnite. Play with him in Fortnite, and then I'll play with him in Age of Empires. That's what I want to do. Exchange. Okay, yeah. So it's gonna be a YouTube video. Gotta focus up. And yeah, let's see what we can do here. So we got the poles against the Bulgarians. Gonna fast forward the Dark Age a little bit. We're still gonna keep an eye on what you're doing though. Try to help you out, make a cleaner Dark Age. Oh, good job bringing the sheep in. That was amazing. Okay, just on a hideout, there's not much to be done in the Dark Age, so I don't want to focus too much of my time on it. Do a nice house. Good job on the deer lure as well. One cool trick when you're luring deer on hideout is you can put a turkey in the gate to keep the gate open. Oh yeah. You're trying to do this way, the harder way. You want to use one of your turkeys, put it in the gate to keep it open. Either that, or you can just delete the 2 palisade walls and then lure like that. Yeah. So that's what you want to do. To lure in those deers. And that's actually a really good tip to learn. And I'm sure a lot of people on YouTube didn't know that. So there you go. Quick little tip. What else can we do? Dark Age otherwise looks pretty perfect. So actually 40 seconds of idle TC time. You want to cut that out. You really want to cut that out. That has to be 0 as much as you can. Also, you should not farm around your full work, so that's a bad house. Sorry, you should not house around your full work. You should farm around it. And okay, and on hideout, you don't need the second lumber camp. Always only one lumber camp on hideout. Much better. Much better. All right. So only ever one lumber camp on maps like arena and hideout, for the most part. Alright, you're gonna go for the barracks now? So I'm not sure what your game plan is here, but you're gonna go for fast feudal, which means you might try to attack your opponent with something. Okay. Maybe you're expecting him to go men at arms, so you want to defend that, which is fair enough. Now you just scouting the map a little bit. Alright. Loom, bowsaw, horse collar, all of that is pretty good. We don't need Loom now, but I guess you're just getting it just in case. Opponent is coming in with meta arms, so I'm kind of happy we did get Loom. And we are going for a stable ourselves. Okay, I mean, that's a pretty good opening. Don't need the blacksmith so soon. This is a common mistake. You're going to get the blacksmith right now, and you're not going to make a single upgrade from it. It's much better to make farms early, guys. I can't stress this enough. Farm early, so you get more food in, get more scouts on the field, and then later the blacksmith can come in, alright? So here, it's got a couple men at arms. You can easily repair until you're ready. And he's actually coming forward with a few villagers as well, which is, yeah, pretty strong. It's going to be a tower rush with men at arms. Men at arm tower rush. It's going to be hard to deal with. So you're going to see you made the blacksmith now that took 150 wood from our stockpile, and it's not going to do a single thing, so we can't afford to get an upgrade right now on our scouts. So instead, I would have rather you make a full work at the back and then farm around that full work. That would be way better, alright? Also, you're going forward with the scouts, but your opponent is fully walled, so you can't actually break into his base with the scouts. If you go scouts on hideout, it's only to defend against what your opponent is going for. So, if your plan was to attack him with scouts, that's a bad plan, generally speaking. Because you can't really do anything to him, he's fully walled. And so are you. So now I'm going to switch to a range, I get some archers out, which is fair enough, not a bad choice. That's a good way to counter the meta-arms. I just think we could have countered them with the stable alone by just keeping the scouts on defense. But it's okay. This is a harder situation to navigate. But you will need a second full work, by the way, at some point. That's why I think you should have gotten it instead of the blacksmith. Now we're going to defend with archers, a couple skirms. In this case, you don't really need skirms. You just need archers. Instead of making the skirms again, you should really set up the full work. Why am I insisting on the full work with more farms? The wood does not do anything for you here. Here you have a couple goals in mind. You have to defend the men-at-arm rush, and then you have to get the castle age as fast as possible. That's like the whole game plan here. We cannot win this game in Feudal. Good Vil snipe though. I think you won't get it, but nice try though. Anyway. Oh, what do I know? What do I know? He gets the Vil. Nice. I was wrong about that. Fair enough. But yeah, I'm insisting on the full work. No, not there. Not there. You can't farm there. No. You have to make the full work in a place where it's clean. You can get like the 8 farms around it. My goodness. Oh no, now we're farming around the town center. This is bad. This is bad. Are you a pulse player or did you random civ this one? Because if you random cived it, it makes sense. If you're a pulse player, you should never farm around your town center unless you have to. And now you're gonna get bloodlines, but that's a weird upgrade to get right now because you only have 4 scouts. It's much better to go up to Castle Age at this point. So basically, I want to change the way you view Feudal Age right now, alright? Okay, he did random into pulls, so he didn't really have full control of the full work. Fair enough, yeah, that makes sense. I want to change how you view Feudal Age, okay? You're viewing it right now as just like a place where you make army, you make vills, and whatnot. You should see it instead as a stepping stone to Castle Age, okay? So if you make army, the only reason you make army is so you don't lose a lot of your vills early on. You make army to stabilize, to contest the map, but your main game plan is just to get to Castle Age as fast as possible, okay? So every time you have a second to breathe, you want to make that second count towards getting up to Castle Age. And by doing that, you make farms, you make more forwarks, etc. Alright. Farms around the full work give you 10% of the food directly into your stockpile, or 8% I think, something like that. It might have got nerfed. Directly into your stockpile, so farming around the full work is very much a good idea with the pulls. Alright, so now we can just fast forward. Again, in this time, we should be spending the wood as fast as we can onto the farms, so we can get up to Castle Age, which I think you have a good grasp of that. I think you're just a little late to doing it, and because you're a little late, your opponent is now up to Castle Age faster. Why is it such a big deal? Because faster to Castle Age means we can add in town centers to our base, which means we can get more villagers ahead compared to our opponent without attacking our opponent. That's such a big advantage in Castle Age, adding in those extra town centers. And let's be honest, attacking your opponent's really hard, especially when he's got the stone wall, he's got the palisade wall. So in this game, we can't get an advantage by attacking our opponent. Therefore, we need to get the advantage by adding in our town centers, and the way we do that is getting a faster castle town. Alright, nice job. Your scouts are getting control of the map. This is what they're good at. They're not good at attacking your opponent, but they're good at controlling the map, which is very good. Alright. The full work is 8%, and it also counts as a house. So it's like a bit better than a mill, because it also counts as a house, and it does give you that full work bonus there with the farms. Your opponent's gonna go for a Krepos forward, and yeah, we can probably just ignore that. We want to go for town centers as fast as we can here. Try to get a Vil lead. Getting both upgrades is good. You actually don't see that Krepos, which is unfortunate. So we'll just ignore that one for now. And Bodkin, Bowsaw, Horse Collar, or sorry, Heavy Plow. Alright. Now we're gonna get another town center at the back. Okay, it's a pretty good setup. I noticed you're gonna be setting up your crossbow. You're getting all the upgrades. This is completely fine. I like this actually. So my theory for Castle Age, especially for beginner players, is spend your resources on anything that makes sense. So even iron casting, as a pro player, I wouldn't get iron casting here. It's not that useful, but I don't mind you getting it because it makes sense. You're using light cav, it gets them an extra attack. Why not? It's better to get iron casting here than to keep your resources stockpiled and doing nothing. I have to just put my cat down on the ground. There we go. Okay, back to where we're at. Keeping the TCs running is the main game plan here. The main goal. And as you can see, you're building up a village elite here. Your opponent's on 2 town centers. We're on 3. We're building up a village lead. Not by killing our opponent, but just by getting more town centers than he is. This is actually kind of huge. Opponent's trying to push us now with a forward workshop, but we have pretty good tech, so we should be able to defend this. Nice. Good raids as well. Good raids into your opponent's base. Just really bothering him. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Alright, so I want to open your eyes now to one of the best upgrades in the entire game, especially for beginner players, especially for new players, especially for loyal players. Ballistics. Every time you go for an archer unit, rush ballistics as soon as you can. It makes it so that they hit moving targets, and it basically makes it so that your archers are always landing your shots. Because at lower levels, players do not know how to dodge ballistics. So there's no reason to not get ballistics at lower level. You always hit your shots, no matter where your opponent is moving, and it makes range unit play a lot easier. So if there's one thing you take away from this game, is that you should get ballistics as soon as you can every time you play range units, okay? Trust me, it's going to make your life way better. And this is advice to everybody watching, not just the Triple V, the legend. Alright, so now we're in Castle Age, we're booming up. What's the next step after we get the 3TC set up? Here is to work our way towards Imperial Age, but it's also to reclaim the map. So, working our way towards Imperial Age implies you need more farms, which is what we're doing. Good, more farms is good. Every full work has been super grief so far, by the way. I hate these full works. They suck, but that's okay. You're not a Pulse player, so I won't blame you too much, but just know that I hate you a little bit from these full works. Not too much, but just a little bit. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Just want to work your way towards Imperial Age. I mean, there's not much else you can do. This stone wall I like. It's pretty good for the map of hideouts. Usually you want to make it further forward, though, so you get more of the map, though, by the way. But still fine. Hate is such a strong word. I know, but I mean it. I wanted it to be a strong word. Alrighty. So, yeah, actually, you did the right thing. Worked your way up to Imperial Age. Take a look at this 30 build lead. And now, it's very simple. Hitting the stone wall in Feudal Age was impossible. Hitting it in Castle Age, pretty tough. But in Imperial Age, we can drill through this, no problem. Capped Ram, Castle here, Trebuchets, we can even cut with Onagers. We have so many options that all we need to do is just get to 200 pop now with our composition and late game. And we'll just steamroll our opponents. We'll just do it faster than him. That's what I want. My Patreons, my YouTube watchers, my Twitch watchers, I want you guys to always play the consistent game. Really good raids, by the way. If your opponent just goes for Stonewall, don't force into the Stonewall. Play the consistent game. He is setting himself behind. We put ourselves ahead by getting the town centers, and we just win late game. If you're not scared of playing late game, 200 pop, playing the late game, then you never feel like you have to rush it beforehand, which gives you a lot of room to breathe and play smart choices. Imagine a scenario. Me versus a guy who's like 2500, strong player, but he knows he can't win late game against me. It puts him in a horrible position. It puts him in a position where he has to fight me early on, which makes his gameplay predictable, makes me relax, makes me always play towards late game, and makes me just able to win the game by purely defending and advancing my economy. And that is what I want all of my viewers to have in their back pocket. I want you guys to be good, comfortable players getting to 200 pop, getting to late game. So now, you're doing a mistake though. You're floating a lot of resources. We want to spend those resources. You do that by never stopping the fill production and by turboing towards 200 pop. So what do? You get your army composition down. So what do you want to do? You want to go Arbalest? No problem. Get 4 or 5 more ranges. We'll play Arbalest. What's your secondary unit? Maybe Winged Hussar, Arbalest Hussar. 4 or 5 more stables, and you're going to spam those 2 units till you get to 200 pop. I don't want you to see you making Obuch, Arbalest, and Hussar. A 3-unit composition is way harder to manage. If you want to do Obuch Arbalest. Alright, but don't do Obuch Hussar plus Arbalest. It's 3 units. It's way too difficult to control. But so far, so good. And actually, he's just going to call the GG. Fantastic. This exactly shows my theory of just booming up, playing consistent Age of Empires. You don't even need to push into what your opponent is doing. Like, weird stuff like that never works if you don't panic into it. Really well played. And you actually did some really nice raiding on the side constantly throughout the game, which is just fantastic. So from this position, what I want to see from you is you pick your composition. 1 gold units, all right, 1 trash unit, and 1 siege unit that's good against buildings. If you want to do 2 gold units, it's not bad. It can work, but you have to make sure you win the game fast. So if you want to go Arbalest, Hussar, Trebs, that's 1 gold, 1 food, 1 siege unit. You can play that composition all day long. If you want to do Obuch, Arbalest, Treb, or Bombard Cannon, that's a very heavy gold composition, but it can work. It's really strong. You just have to win the game fast. All right. In this case, your opponent didn't even give you a chance to play the game. He just went out and tapped out. That's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Hope you guys did enjoy on YouTube. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and check out the Patreon in the link below if you guys want to be part of these rec reviews, or if you want to be, if you want to benefit from some of the other tiers I have on Patreon. It's definitely worth checking out, and it's the best way to support me. And yeah, best of luck to Triple V on the rank ladder. Take care and peace.